Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thanks again for joining me here. Hope you're having a fantastic day. We're taking a quick look here again at Dogecoin, seeing what's going on. This is a request from one of my newer community members, Pi. Appreciate you jumping on over there. Looking forward to working with you. Thank you so much for the request. We do have a request section again over on our Discord. And also, obviously, there's trade signals where we just took some healthy profits from Avalanche in 10 hours, Solana in 8 hours, 13% and 30. Those are basically just, those are scalping trades, 5x leverage trades, pretty straightforward. So we have a similar scenario here with our swing trades, but these might take a little longer. We took profit 80% in 2.5 months. Then of course, Gala, we took 30% in 4 hours. It varies, of course, but these are 5x to 10x leverage trades. Always very safe profits. And if you're curious about our profits, last month we were roughly 90% successful with our trade. So again, yeah, we take some stop losses here and there, but we take much more profit than we do loss. And while it's smaller profit, it adds up over time. You're not going to get your account blown up because you're trying to use 50 to 100x leverage. If you're using that, be careful. That's all I ask. I got a lot of people coming over to my community asking, how do I recover my portfolio after I destroyed it with high leverage? Sometimes you just can't. You got to start over. All right. Anyways, so take a look here. Instead of looking at the daily, let's quickly note here again. This is a liquidation heat map for the last 12 hours of this coin. Okay. So the best way to understand it here is that we have a lot of concentration, about 7.85 for long liquidation levels. So anyone that's long at that level is pretty heavy. And the main reason why is because it's just below the most recent low. It's really common for people to put their stop loss there or to have a liquidation level right below that most recent low because they presume the price will continue to establish higher highs and higher lows. In this case, it has established a higher high to wipe out some previous shorts right there at about 8.2 cents. Okay. So 8.2 is somewhat of a liquidation level, but generally speaking, that's kind of the back end there. So understanding what's actually happening on the backside there, because the liquidation data is extremely important when it comes to large leverage sizing, even smaller position sizing. We kind of got to recognize that. So to touch on the daily here, we can see that we have significant amount of volume support at about 7.5. I'm rounding up a little bit, but 7.5 is the most amount of volume. Decent amount of volume tapering up to about 7.6 and 8.1. Okay, so solid amount of volume in this area here. I think we're in pretty good shape here for a big picture continuation, just based on the fact that we have a lot of support there. Taking a look at the liquidity on the daily, previous liquidity level has been swept. We got a pretty massive one down here, lower side. Half of it was taken care of. Keep in mind, liquidity levels don't have to be swept completely. It's very normal for them just to kind of be partially filled. So there is potential for that to happen. It's albeit a lower probability. In the last 1 month of trading, we've been pretty much away from that range, so I'm not concerned with it. We look at fair value. This is maybe a little bit more of likelihood, but still a distant potential. 6.1, 6.4 is the range there for that fair value. We got a recent fair value gap at about 7.5, but nothing else otherwise. So nothing crazy here on the daily. We're ascending positive with this continuation trend here. So truth is, the 20-day SMA is running concurrent with the ascending trend, and that's basically our friend. So there's nothing disadvantageous there. And the same thing can be said about the MACD and the RSI. Okay, even though RSI is tapering off, coming back down, it's natural for it to relax under the 70 on the RSI and above 50. Okay, again, I teach that in my trading university, but the importance of these three levels, 30, 50, and 70 on the RSI is extremely important to know. Okay, so again, we're above 50. That's the key takeaway here. We're still on the bullish side of things. I'm using quotation marks because daily time frame, while it's helpful, this doesn't give us the best perspective on what's going to happen next. It tells us in the general we're doing well, but that doesn't continue forever. Okay, so that said, we're treading water above 50 on the RSI right now. It's typically disadvantageous to be below 50, but above is okay. Okay, so right now we got this tentative bounce here at 50, implying that we have somewhat of a support level. We can see right there, 0.382 on Fibonacci, roughly 8 cents even is that support level based on volume as well. In the last, how many trading days is this? November 10th. That's roughly a 7 weeks worth of trading. Sorry, 7 days worth of trading. 1 week. We've seen 8 cents even as a potential support level there to fulfill that support at 0.382. And again, oftentimes when you're doing, using Elliott Wave and we're continuing to swing upwards, we'll see the price action continue up. And let's actually just make it easier here. When it hits that highest point, it comes back down. When we get that bounce, we could establish ABC pattern from here. Okay, so since this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, hypothetically the price will establish a lower high and a lower low next. Okay, that's the idea. It's not a guarantee, but it's a larger or more significant probability than it isn't. If we take a look at that, we combine that with a MACD divergence. So we've got the RSI treading water again up over 50, but barely so. And then on top of that, we've got our moving averages just barely holding above the 20. I think we're going to be seeing a paradigm shift here potentially soon. Again, macro is still good. No need to worry about that. But in the near future, we could very well see the price action, coming down a little bit and doing one of these here. That's a possibility. Is it a probability at this point? Not really, because it's too early to tell. But based on Elliott Wave and a few other scenarios, we could very well see some lower price points here moving forward. We take a quick look at the weekly high, low, open, close. We can see the high and the close are essentially right in the range where we're at right now. It's pretty common for the price action to kind of average itself out there. We take a look at the monthly. It's lower, okay? And that does imply we could see further downside because oftentimes the 1 month closes or highs are retested, okay? Last but not least, let's go and take a quick look at the hourly here. This is kind of a confirming factor for me. This kind of helps me understand if I want to take a trade or not. This would be a no-go, essentially, because if you've seen my Ichimoku Cloud video, by the way, I have one describing how it works. On my YouTube channel, you can kind of see here that we're within the cloud. That's a no-buy zone, okay? Lagging span is free and clear, but for how long, right? And then conversion line is barely below the baseline. We don't have enough momentum. So truth is, this is some jagged price action. And with the price action starting to taper off, and we take a look at the money flow index too, staying below, kind of in that lower range, not ideal, okay? So even though there's potential for the price to swing up, we do not have confirmation to want to take a trade confidently. So to me, I would just sit here, hesitate to wait, and not take a trade. And what I mean by hesitate to wait is that the best way to describe, if you're going to walk away with any kind of knowledge I would like to impart to you, is that when you are a good trader will look for reasons not to take a trade. And in this case here, we found plenty of reasons not to take a trade. While we can acknowledge the large-term big picture still is positive, we cannot confirm that it's a good time to take entry right now to the upside, nor can we want to confirm it's going to be to the downside. While you could argue that there are some nice little pennant patterns here forming, and we could very well see an ascending type of breakout, you don't take trades on patterns alone, okay? Especially not smaller time frame patterns, right? So again, a lot of different strokes for different folks. Do what you will, and you do you. But over trading is rampant. It's one of the worst qualities for a novice trader, and I hate to see you get wrecked. So just some friendly advice: wait on the sidelines. There's nothing wrong with waiting. It's probably the best thing you could ever do as a trader. It saved me numerous times in the past. Yeah, I'm going to miss out on opportunities, but I'll tell you what, the entire effing market is full of missed opportunities. Okay, you're never going to catch them all. It's okay. Let this one slide if it's the case. Okay, big picture. If you're looking for an entry, I would definitely recommend waiting for confirmation. And I think a price point closer to 7.6 or 7.8 would make more sense for long, to let it retest that most recent high and kind of see essentially where we're at there, because we got a lot of support there in volume. We just need to know, where we're at in the overall big picture, and we're not quite there yet. We don't have confirmation in smaller time frames. Okay, thanks for watching. If I haven't already mentioned this, you've maybe seen my other videos. We did recently partner with Bitunix, phenomenal exchange, $5,500 in rewards if you were to use my link to register. Make sure you use that so you're eligible for future trading competitions. They have no KYC, no VPN requirement. And the main reason why we're partnered with them is to give options to our US, Canadian, and UK members, which is a majority of my demographic that watch me and tune in. So I just want to make sure to bring some options for you. Thank you so much for hitting that like button, following, subscribing, and everything else that comes with it. Really appreciate you all. We'll look forward to seeing you in the next one. Have a good rest of your day. Take care.